Hey team, it's Amanda. Welcome to our first weekly webinar slash call of May. I know I've been a little inconsistent in doing these calls the last couple of weeks, but I'm really trying to hunker down and make sure that we are doing these weekly. I'm normally going to aim for Monday nights. This is on a Tuesday because I had another commitment last night that I had to take care of. So we're going to get started tonight, being the first call of the month with some housekeeping issues. I don't want to say issues. Why did I say issues? I don't know. And just some other things that we need to know as we go into the month. And then we are going to get into our training. Each week I am going to have a training topic for us to cover. So we're going to get into that really quick. I'm super excited about it. So, alrighty. So this month, it's May. It's an exciting month. Summer's almost here. It's so exciting. Okay, so we are now in the double points for the cruise. How awesome is that? Even if you're not going for the cruise, I've heard so many people say, I don't have a lot of points. I'm never going to earn that cruise. First of all, never say never. Ever. Never, ever, ever say never. Second of all, there are more prizes along the way. You can earn catalogs. You can earn Y-Cash. You can earn that awesome, Younique makeup trunk that we all got at convention last year. So super exciting. So don't give up because you think that you're not going to earn the cruise. There's still other things that you can earn. I mean, who couldn't use free catalogs? I know I could. I've been going through those things like crazy. And it's been helping my business because I've been going through them like crazy. So definitely get on it. And to earn the catalogs, you need 10,000 points. The Y-Cash is 15,000 points. The trunk is 20,000 points. And yes, you will earn each of them as you go. So if you get all the way up to the trunk, you get the trunk, the Y-Cash, and the catalogs. So super cool. So don't give up. 10,000 points, totally doable. Okay. And like I said, you get double points for your PRS this month. You get double points for your paid at status this month for Pink and Above. And if you have anybody in your success line that promotes to Pink and Above this month, you get double points for that as well. If you click on the trip incentives link in your back office and download the fax PDF, I think it just says download fax or something like that. And download that, you'll be able to see exactly how you can all earn those points for this. And remember, they're all doubled compared to what is in that fact sheet. So what I want you to do, this is your homework right now. As you're listening to this, no, after you listen to this, because I don't want you to be distracted right now. After you listen to this, you go there, see how many points you have. Remember, April's has not been calculated yet. April's will not be added into the points that are shown in your trip incentives page yet until Friday the 8th. That's when that should all be caught up. So, and April is double PRS points. Remember that. So, what I want you to do is come up with a plan. See how many points you need for the catalogs, for the Y-Cash, for the trunk, for the cruise, whatever you're going for. And post in my group what your plan is, what you need, what you're going to do to help you get there. I'm so excited to see how many of you can earn these prizes. I mean, if it's free, take it. I mean, you're going to get the commission anyway, so you get the commission and the free products. It's a win-win. Just go do it. Okay. I'm trying to think what else. Okay, this month's Kudos. We are, sorry, I got totally distracted. We are 5 days into this month's Kudos. And if you haven't seen, go to your website. It's all in there. I have it posted in my group as well. You get the free Uplift, Empower, and Validate necklace with the purchase of any collection. If you use Y-Cash or a half-price credit on those collections, you forfeit the Kudos. You won't get the necklace. So let's talk about this. I just got off of our I'm totally messed up. Off of our monthly leadership call with Tracy Vallejos from corporate. And she said that she has this necklace. And a couple of the other girls were commenting that they were at Unified this past weekend, and they saw her wearing it. She said that pictures do not do this necklace justice. She said it is absolutely beautiful. It's amazing quality. The structure is beautiful. So if you haven't ordered a collection to get this necklace yet, go do it. I promise you, you're going to love it. I can't wait to get mine. I ordered mine on the 1st. I can't wait till it gets here. So yeah, I'm just so super excited. So when you get yours, if you've ordered it or if you're going to order it, post a picture in our group. Let's see everybody wearing it. I think that'd be really cool. And don't forget to post a picture on your Facebook too. Let everybody else see it. Let them be jealous. And the way you can promote that to your customers is Younique's mission is to uplift, empower, and validate women everywhere. So why not wear that on your neck? Believe that in yourself and share it with everybody else. If anybody, there's so many women out there that could use those 3 exact words. Use somebody to give them that. So share that with them. Let them know that, or if you have somebody that wants to buy it for their mom, for their sister, anybody who needs a little bit of encouragement and uplifting and just, like I said, empowerment, not to overuse those words, that would be an amazing gift for them. Husbands for anniversaries, things like that. I mean, get in touch with those men. Men are shoppers. Did you know that? And a lot of times they don't know what to buy. They need a woman to tell them what to buy. So go tell them. Okay, but not yet because we're not done. All right. So we are, I think that's about it for the housekeeping. We are going to get right into what I'm so excited to talk about. And I know I talked about it. If you were on the Strong Start call that I did last week for our new presenters, you heard me talk a lot about this. But this is something that I really want us to get back to. It's so easy to get caught up in feeling like you need to know everything and do everything and be prepared for every little thing that's going to come your way in your business, and you don't. That mindset is the robber of dreams. It will sink you quicker than anything in your business. So what we're going to do is get back to basics. And I talked about this last week in the call. I really just want us to get back to basics. I don't want anybody to overcomplicate things this month or any month, but we're going to start with this month. We're focusing on May. Don't overcomplicate anything. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink what you need to say when you're approaching people about the opportunity. Don't overthink your parties. Don't overthink just simply sharing our products. Don't overthink it. Most of the time when I share something, it's something that just pops into my head. I get on Facebook, post it real quick, and I'm done. I don't overthink it. And most of the times I'll go back and look at what I posted, and I'm like, I really posted that? Oh my gosh. But it actually turns out really good for me when I do that, when I get these spur of the moment ideas and I just go post it, and it always turns out really good. So one of the parts of getting back to basics is something that I challenge you all to do, and it's home parties. And I know, I can hear you now all saying, but we're a virtual party company. We don't have to do home parties. I know. I get it. And I will tell you that virtual parties, when I started my Younique business, I was with another company that was very big on home parties. So the idea that I could work my Younique business by doing it online appealed to me a lot because I knew that I didn't have to compete home party to home party. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, and I know not everybody is like me, and I'm speaking to you from my experience for anybody that can benefit from anything I'm going to tell you tonight. Virtual parties do not work for me. They are not a strong point in my business. If you ask me advice for a virtual party, I will try my best and help you, but that is simply not my strong point. Okay, I do encourage you to book them, and even though they're not my strong point, I still do them because I do have hostesses that can't have a home party, and I'd rather have an online party than no party at all. So I rarely have an online party that even qualifies for a party. I have followed pretty much everybody's tips, and this is something that I'm constantly trying to grow on, and I'm constantly trying to learn on. I've followed the tag team about their virtual party tips. I've followed other consultants and other companies and their kind of swooped in on their parties to kind of see what they did and took ideas from them. But it just doesn't work for me, and I don't know if it's the hostesses or the guests or what it is. I don't know what it is, but you know what? After a long time of me exhausting myself by constantly trying to find a way to make this virtual party system work for me and seeing my sales slowly go down, I knew that I had to do something else. So I went back to basics, like I said, and I actually looked back and I was like, okay, when I was with my previous company, I was one of the top sellers on the team. What did I do? I had home parties. That's what I did. The only difference in how I ran my business now to how I ran my business then was I did home parties. So I was like, okay, let's try to do this. And I've done home parties throughout the last year and a half or so that I've been really working my Younique business. I've done them, but not a lot. I mean, I could probably count on two hands, maybe a hand and a half, of how many home parties I actually did last year. I did less than one a month. I think all summer, I don't think I had any. I think I probably went from like April till October without doing a home party. So it wasn't a lot. I didn't do a lot at all because I was very much pushing the virtual party, wanting to make it work. So I went back and I was like, okay, what made these parties so successful for me? So I went and did exactly what I did before, but I uniqueified it, okay? And I'm going to tell you exactly what I do with my home parties and how I have success with them. And I'm going to tell you the success that I have with them. I had gone from my sales last spring were right around anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Well, then from like I'd say June through I'm going to say January, February of this year, my sales, I don't even know if I hit $1,000 in those months. I mean, there were some months that I just barely hit 500 or 600 that I needed as an elite. So that was not acceptable to me because to be paid as an elite, you need a certain amount in your circle sales, and I don't want to solely rely on my circle to get me those. So I'd like to do a lot of the work myself. I'm kind of a control freak like that if you haven't figured it out. But so I started doing home parties again in March, and my sales went from averaging about $500 to $700 a month to $1,600 to $2,100. In March, my sales jumped to, it was almost $1,700, and in April, this last month, I closed out at almost $2,100 in sales. And I owe it all to home parties. I really, truly believe that because that is the only thing that I changed in my personal business. There was nothing else. Everything else I did the same. So I'm going to go through exactly what I do with my home parties. And I hope that you find the same success that I have. So please take notes. And if you have any questions, please feel free to message me, post a question in my group. I don't care. I'd love to help you out with this area because it is something that I do believe is one of my strong points. And if you're not comfortable with home parties, that means you need to do some. Okay. Last week in the Strong Start call, I challenged everybody that was new to go ahead and book 3 to 5 parties in their first month. I encourage you to book 5 to 8 parties your first month. Don't think I'm crazy. I'm going to tell you why I encourage you to do that. Because it's your first month, you need that momentum going. Not only will those parties get you close to, if not to yellow, it will get you close to, if not to your fast start. It's going to get you comfortable with doing these home parties. It takes away the nerves because the more you do something, the more comfortable you get with it. So the more comfortable you get with it, the less nerves you feel and the less butterflies you get before you do a party. And I'm all too familiar with those. Most of you know I do deal with anxiety, sometimes to a very extreme end. So I can't let myself get to a point where I'm uncomfortable doing home parties because it's not good for me. And it's not fun. So the more you do these parties, the more comfortable you're going to be. It's going to become second nature. And the more comfortable you are, the more fun you're having, the more fun your host is going to have, the more fun your guests are going to have. And when guests are having fun, you know what they like to do? They like to spend money. Okay? And that's why we're doing a home party, because they like to spend money. So you're probably thinking, okay, well, I cannot do 5 to 8 parties every single month. First of all, don't underestimate yourself. I'm sure you could if you really wanted to. Second of all, I'm not going to ask you to do 5 to 8 parties per month. Just your first month to get you comfortable. From there, book a party every week. Then you can do your 3 to 5 a month. Do it every week or every other week, something like that. Something that's going to be consistent, so you're never getting those butterflies back that you once had. We don't want those butterflies. I love butterflies. They're pretty, but they don't belong in my stomach. So they need to go. So that's why I want you to do that. So I don't want you to think I'm crazy, because I'm not. But it's all in being consistent with your business. So, okay, here's what you're going to do. When you are, I'm looking through my notes, so if I pause for a minute, that's why. When you are preparing for your party, the first step is hostess coaching. If you are not hostess coaching, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to make this party absolutely insanely amazing. Okay, I know that was a lot of leads and things like that, but anyway, you are missing out on a huge opportunity. And so often, because everybody has had parties nowadays, whether home or online, pretty much everybody in the world has had a party. We often think, well, they already know what to do. They've had a party before. They know what to do. That's wrong thinking. You cannot think like that. And a lot of times we'll think, especially if we're doing a party for somebody that's a consultant or presenter in another company, oh, they already know what to do. They do this business. They know what to do. Let me tell you, I have been in direct sales for 10 years. I've been with Younique for 2.5 years. I have done, I don't even know if I want to say hundreds, but I've done a lot of parties. Like, as a consultant, as a presenter, I've done a lot of parties. But I will be the first to admit I am the world's worst hostess. It's not that I do it on purpose. I honestly forget. So you cannot rely on the fact that just because somebody else is in the industry, that they already know what they're doing. Because like I said, I'm the world's worst hostess. Okay, I rarely host parties. I had one tonight, but it was because it was my mom. I did it for my mom. But I really am the world's worst hostess. So don't think that just because they're in the industry that they know what to do. So you're going to treat every single hostess like they've never done this before. They've never hosted a party before. They don't know what to do, anything like that. So here's why you need to have good hostess coaching. You've committed to going to her house and to have a party. You're leaving your family, and she's kicking her family out of the house for 2 to 3 hours. So why not make the most of it for the both of you? Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to do a hostess pack to begin with. And what your hostess pack is going to consist of, and I usually have just like a folder, or it can be a large envelope, something like that, or even if you have like a little purple bag that everything fits in, you can do that. So make it kind of cute, or you can keep it simple, whatever you want to do. I usually do 2 to 3 catalogs. This is way she has one for herself, and she has one that she can, her sister wants to look at a catalog for a day or two. So she has one to give to her while she still has one for herself. You're going to have some order forms in there. I usually do about 5 to 8. These are to collect outside orders, and we'll get to that in a minute. You're going to have an opportunity brochure or blitz card of some sort in there. You're going to have print out what the customer kudos is. And you're also going to have a personalized letter from you in there. And this is a letter that I have saved on my computer. I have copies printed out, and I handwrite their name in it. I hand sign it. And I add a couple little other touches to it just to make sure she knows that, okay, this isn't just a standard letter, it's something that I'm personalizing for her. On that letter, you're going to have the date of her party, the time of her party, the location of her party, like her physical address, if it's at her house, if it's not at her house, wherever it's at. What time you will arrive for her party. You're also going to have in there, in the letter, information about how tax and shipping is calculated, so she knows what to do for outside orders. You're going to let her know when you're going to set her party link up for her. That's completely up to you, between you and her, depending on how long after she has her actual party that she wants to close it. So, because we know that they can't be left open for more than 10 days. I usually like to open them about 2 to 3 days before her actual party. And you're going to give her a challenge. And the challenge is going to be, and this doesn't have to be in the letter. This could be when you're giving her the packet. This could be on your first contact with her. This should be told to her no later than 2 weeks before her party. Here's what her challenge is going to be: to have $200 in sales before you get to her house the day of her party. And here's why. What I do is I offer them that challenge, and if they complete it, they get a prize from me. It's usually a liner, a lip gloss, something like that, a pigment, something that I know they've had their eye on, that I gift them at their party. So here's why you're getting this from them. Not only before you even get to her house is her party qualified, but she's feeling the excitement of the orders, and she's actually getting out there and collecting these orders as if she were a presenter herself. She's getting the experience, okay? This is a sponsoring seed that is completely oblivious to her. She doesn't know it yet, but it's a way that you can say later when she's like, oh, it's not for me, and you can say, oh, but honey, you've already done this. So she's already done it, she doesn't even know. A lot of times they'll still say no, but you threw that in there just in case. But I'm trying to think. I lost my train of thought there for a minute. So we have the challenge. Like I said, the reason that you want to have the challenge is so she's already getting excited about the orders. She's getting already qualified before you even get to her house. And you're getting orders from people that you may not have gotten orders from before if they couldn't have attended her party. She's already got their orders. You have their information to add to your contact list, reason to follow up with them, things like that. I also give her in the letter, I missed this, I also give her in the letter, make sure she knows how they can pay. So if you accept checks or if you're cash and credit only, make sure they know how they can pay you. I also sometimes will even leave, if they tell them if they have PayPal, they can send the amount to my PayPal email address and pay that way, because I usually put in one big large order, and we'll get to that too. So that's 2 weeks before the party. A week before the party, I'd say a week to 10 days before the party, you're going to give her a call or message, whatever communication she prefers, and you're going to ask if she has any questions. You're going to see how the outside order collecting is going. If she is having trouble, you might want to give her some ideas of things that she could do. If she's already hit the 200, give her another challenge. Have her go up to 300, something like that. And here's what you need to think about. $200 does sound like a lot, but my average sale is about $65. So that's really only 4 orders if you're going by the average sale. So it's really not a lot when you break it down like that. I'm trying to think. Yes. A week to 10 days before a party, making sure she has any questions, encouraging her to keep collecting outside orders, and encourage her to follow up with all of the guests that she's invited. That's another thing, back at the original contact. I can't believe I missed that. Encourage her to invite people via Facebook, via text, email. The use of the Red Stamp app is amazing. If you don't have that, download that app. It's an amazing tool. WordSwag is a really cool app to make invitations too. I'm trying to think what else. You can even do regular snail mail invitations if she wants to do that. And I'll tell you, a lot of people might laugh at that, But when I get one of those invitations in the mail, it goes right on my refrigerator. If I get a text or a Facebook message, it gets buried in my messages. So don't discount those snail mail or invitations. They actually do work. Um, and then the third contact is going to be about 2 days before her party. And this is when you're going to confirm the time you're going to be there, find out how many guests she's going to have, and then how many outside orders she has ready to go, and see if she's close to her goal, which hopefully she is. And don't worry, not all of them will be. Even if they only collect one outside orders, that's still amazing. That's one step closer to her hostess rewards, and make sure she doesn't feel bad about that. Tell her that that's still awesome, that she collected even one order, because she is that much closer to her hostess rewards. So once you're at the party, I keep it very simple, okay? So often this is the part that gets people really nervous. They forget things. They feel like they have to do too much, and it can really ruin a party really quick and turn all the guests off, and that's the last thing you want to do. So I arrived to the party about 2 hours. Nope, that's totally wrong. I arrive at the party about 30 minutes before it actually starts. I don't want to get there too early and just be standing around, but I like to have enough time to set up my display. I usually bring my own table. I have a 4-foot folding table that I bring, but if they have one, I'll use that as well. A lot of times I have hostesses that will just all sit around the dining room table, and we'll go through the products that way. And sometimes we'll have it to where I'm standing at my table and they're seated around the living room. So I set up my display, and how I do it is I have all the products set up in the order that they are in the catalog. This makes it super easy for me to go through all the products so I don't miss anything. So I also will have a little section at the end of my table where I have cash and carry available. I don't have a lot of cash and carry. I usually have a couple mascaras, maybe some liners, lip glosses, pretty much anything that I can buy in a set of 3 or 4, like anything we have available in the set. And just have that there. And I'm going to tell you why here in a couple minutes. So that's what's on the end of my table. As the guests arrive, I hand them a purple folder, and in this folder has a catalog, an order form, the customer profile card that is in the file section of my group, and an opportunity blitz card, because you have to throw that in there, right? So I give them that as they're going in. I go ahead and encourage them to go ahead and start filling out the customer profile card, and I remind them all about the if money were no object list that is on the right-hand side of the profile card. So once everybody gets there and they're all seated, and I get started, and I have them open. I tell them a little bit about me, my Younique journey. If they've never been to a Younique party, I go over the brief history of Younique really quick. Just keep it simple, no more than 5 minutes. You can only talk about yourself so much, and it bores people, trust me. So I then have them get out their profile card, and I have them get out their catalog. I have them get out the profile card because as we're going through the catalog, they're going to write down the things that they want on that money if money were no object list. So we start at the beginning of the catalog. I go over the hostess rewards, and I let them know that, hey, your hostess tonight, this is what she can earn. Based on her outside orders, she's already earned this much. Her goal is to get blah, 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 whatever her goal is. It just kind of gives them an idea and reminds them that they are working to help their friend earn something for free. So that's always nice when you want to help your friends. So then we just go through the products, and this is something that I keep really short and sweet. I don't spend a lot of time on any of the products unless it's something that somebody's asking a lot of questions about. But I start with the cleanser, and we go all the way through to the mascara. And as we go through, I'm reminding them of our 14-day guarantee. As I go through, after we get finished with the mascara and everything, I go on to the sets and the collections. And I throw in there then that what's really exciting about our hostess rewards is that your hostess tonight, if she wants, she can get this collection for half off with her hostess credit. So anybody that is eyeing up one of those collections, you got their wheels turning now, because they're thinking, oh, if I host a party, I can get that for half price. So there's a booking seed that you're planning right there. And as I'm going through the catalog, any products that I maybe got for free from Younique, like when I went to Unified, we were given Uplift. I say, I got this for free at Unified. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited. Or anything that we got at like convention or something like that. Just things like that. I like to throw those little things in there, kind of plant some sponsoring seeds that you never know. Maybe somebody's really thinking about it. So after the presentation, I let them know that I open up to questions. If anybody has any questions that they haven't already asked, they can then. Most of the time, all the questions are already asked because I have a very open discussion during me talking about the products. I just go through all the products and tell them what they do, why I like them, and that's pretty much, I leave it at that. I don't get into specifics about ingredients and things like that unless somebody asks. And most of the time I have to go back and refer to something if they do, because I don't have that knowledge right off the top of my head. After I go through all the products, I tell them, okay, let's go get some drinks, let's go get some food, whatever you want to do, and you're more than welcome to come up and try any of the products that I have here. I'll have the disposable lip gloss applicators that they can try to gloss or stains on, Q-tips if they want to try any of the pigments. I even let them, if they want to go wash their face with the Illuminate, I let them go wash their face and see how it feels. I've had people do that, and every time I've sold Illuminate. Every time somebody's washed their face with it, I've sold it. So it's always a good idea to let them try that. You might even want to bring a pack of like disposable washcloths or just plain white washcloths, something like that if you want to, if in case your hostess doesn't want them using all of our stuff. But after that, I do a one-on-one checkout. As they're going through all the products, we do a one-on-one checkout. And here's what the one-on-one checkout is. I'm one-on-one with this customer. I'm going through their customer profile card. I'm seeing what their skincare needs are, what kind of makeup they're already using, what is on their wish list. So I can go through and see what's on their wish list that maybe we can bundle together in a collection and save her some money, or even get her something extra for not a whole lot more. We go through that, and then once we've narrowed down her shopping list, I help her figure out the total, and I take her payment right there. Another thing I do is I always at this point ask them if they would like to host their own party, and if they say no, it's not right I don't really think I can host a party right now, I say, oh, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And get their response from there. Sometimes it's maybe, I don't know, I would like some more information, and you can set up a time to connect with them later. And sometimes it's no, I don't want to do that. And that sounds like a lot of pressure. I know that sounds like a lot of pressure, but if at the beginning of the party, we're going to go back to the beginning of the party, the guests are sitting down, you've introduced yourself, you're getting ready to go through the catalogs. That's when you look up and say, oh, by the way, if I don't ask you when we're doing our one-on-one checkout, if you'd like to host a party or join my team, I'll give you a free lip gloss. Here's why you're doing that. Number one, it's going to keep you accountable, because you don't want to give away free lip glosses, do you? No, you don't. I know I don't want to. And they are already expecting it. So it's no pressure, because they know you're going to ask it. And because you said that, you are then planting those seeds. So as you're going through your presentation, they're thinking, well, I can do this. I can totally do this. This is nothing. I could do this. Or, oh my gosh, I'd love to have a party. This would be so much fun. When she asks me, I'm going to say yes. Okay, maybe they're not thinking those exact words. I don't know. But they're already expecting it. So when you're asking her that at the one-on-one checkout, she knows it's coming. She's, in fact, hoping you don't ask, because she wants her free lip gloss or whatever it is that you're going to offer for free. And to make sure that you remember to ask, jot it down on a catalog or something that you have, or a piece of paper or something that you're going to have right there as you're checking these people out, so you don't forget it. But yeah, it just takes the pressure off. It's super simple, so easy, and something that you should do. You should totally do it. No excuses. So that's pretty much how the whole party process works. I also, depending on when the hostess closed, I do keep in contact with her after the party until it's closed, and then obviously until our orders are delivered. 2 weeks after all of the orders are delivered, I follow up. A little under 2 weeks after the orders are delivered, I follow up with all of her guests to make sure that they're enjoying their products and they don't have any issues or anything. It's just part of the follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Remember that. So a lot of you might be thinking, well, you didn't demo any of the products on them. You didn't demo the lashes on anybody. Well, I feel like I have to do that. I no longer apply makeup at my home parties. I will not do it unless the hostess begs me to do it. And here's why. Yes, I do hair. Yes, I do makeup on the side. And people know that and they kind of expect me to do their makeup, but I don't do it. My goal with home parties is to not just increase my sales and increase my bookings. It's to grow my team. And if I'm there applying makeup on these guests or on my hostess, those guests that might have been thinking, oh, I can do this, are now thinking, oh, I can't put makeup on. There's no way I could ever do this. So I'm turning off potential presenters anytime I do that. And that is not what I want to do. Even if I were to say, this isn't required, you don't have to do this, they're still thinking, well, she's only successful doing this because she's doing their makeup. I don't want anybody to ever feel like that. So I will not apply makeup on my guests or hostesses at home parties. For that, I set up a one-on-one consultation. If they want to do that, we're going to do a one-on-one consultation so I can do your makeup there. That's how it works. And I really think that's why home parties have been more successful for me lately. So trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Making sure. Okay. Here's a tip on how at home parties you can grow your contact base. We're always talking about our 100 francs. Everybody needs 100 francs in their life, and your francs should be continuously rolling. You want a rolling door of francs, okay? Or revolving door of francs. Is that it? I'm not talking about men. If you don't know who Frank is, I'm going to tell you. Frank is friends, relatives, acquaintances / coworkers, neighbors, and people you know through your kids. Okay, from Frank, you should be able to come up with at least 100 people, and it should be constantly revolving as you contact people and as you meet new people. So during the party, you're going to have them pick up their phone. Say, everybody, go get your phone, and you're going to have them find you on Facebook and friend request you. And you're going to say, the first person to friend request me, or the first friend request that comes through, is going to win a prize. It could be free shipping. It could be anything. Free shipping, free tax, 5% off the order, whatever you're comfortable doing. The first person who friend requests you will get a prize. Don't announce it right away. Wait till all those friend requests come through, because you don't want any of them to stop. You'll be able to tell who sent you a friend request first, because it's going to show up. It's going to show up in the order that you got them. So that's a really great tip to grow your contact list through your home parties as well. And I think that pretty much covers it as tips. I'm not missing any. This job. So by making mistakes and messing up, not that you need to go do it on purpose, you're showing that you don't have to be perfect, and that really even if you don't have all the answers, it's okay. So that's something really important to remember. I think that's about it for how I do my parties. Remember, the party starts from the minute you hand that hostess their hostess packet. Get them to collect those outside orders. Make sure she's inviting, I'd say, 40 people, an average of 40 people to her party. Don't worry, they're not all going to show up. Statistics show if you're inviting about 40 people, you're probably going to get about 8 to 10 to show up. And if all 40 show up, who cares? That's even better. They can sit on each other's laps. It'll be fine. Get to know somebody. But another thing you can do with the parties, if you want to throw in little games, little like get to know you icebreaker games, it's totally fine. There's a lot of websites out there that have game ideas. One is homepartyplannetwork.com. That's homepartyplannetwork.com. Lots of games on there. There's even booking games on there if you want to throw one of those in. I try to keep the, if I do a game, I try to keep it very short and simple. I don't want it to take up a lot of time within my party because we all know it is about the products. So I think that's it. If you guys have any other questions, please, please, please feel free to message me or post in my group and ask if you have any, or ask any questions that you have. And remember that customer profile card that I had mentioned that I used during the party is in the file section of my team group. All right, guys, I will talk to you next week. Next week, we are going to meet on Monday at, I'm thinking 9:30. It might be 9. I'll let you know. And we're going to be discussing something so super important. We're going to be talking about connecting with your why. So I encourage you all to join in. It's going to be awesome, and I'm so excited. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.